city's breathing. Streetlights paint the empty rain. Someone's sweeping quiet sidewalks. Someone's driving freight again. Bread is rising in the bakery. Newspapers arrive downtown. Taxi radios start talking while the moon is still around. Hospital lights never faded. Factory whistles softly call. Another day begins for someone long before it starts for all. Morning hasn't found the skyline. Still the city comes alive. Before the first coffee, someone build your day. Before the first coffee, before the morning news, thousands of invisible hands already paid their dues. No applause, no headlines, just another dawn. Florist opens little buckets filled with colors no one sees. Bus mechanics check the engines. Morning rides begin with these. Security guards watch the silence. Dock workers unload the sea. Electric crews restore the power before anyone can see. One young nurse drives slowly home now. One old baker starts again. Night and morning shake their hands. Somewhere in between, the sunrise doesn't happen, it gets prepared. Every ordinary day starts extraordinarily early. Before the first coffee, someone already stood the rain. Carried boxes, baked the bread, kept another train on time again. The world wakes up, never knowing who stayed awake. Tomorrow will look exactly the same, only because someone made sure it could. Before the first coffee, remember every quiet face, holding up another morning without asking for a place. Every sunrise has 1,000 names. We'll never know. Steam rises, sunlight breaks. The city says good morning. 747 leaving downtown. Last departure on the line. Half the city stays behind now. Half keeps running out of time. A waitress counting tips in silence. A student closing one more book. An old musician hugs his guitar without another place to look. Someone wears a wedding ring. Someone hides a broken heart. Nobody knows the stranger sitting just one seat apart. Outside windows catch reflections moving faster than the rain. 40 minutes, one shared journey, last train home. Different story, same old track. For one small ride we're all together before the world pulls us back. No introductions, no goodbyes, just passing lives beneath the same night sky. Stations slowly disappear now, one by one into the dark. Conversations never started, still somehow leave a mark. The conductor walks the aisle like he's done for 30 years, watching generations change through quiet hopes and hidden fears. A little girl falls fast asleep upon her father's shoulder there. A businessman stares through the window like nobody's anywhere. The city slowly fades behind them, giving silence room to breathe. Tomorrow we'll become strangers again. Last train home, every mile becomes a page. Everyone is carrying something no one else can ever see. One more station, one more light, then we're gone into the night. Maybe life is just a series of people sharing the same direction for a little while. at the post office, sorting names from long ago. Dust collected on forgotten envelopes, no one left to know. One address to California, one to someone overseas, one still smell the faded perfume locked inside the memories. Tell my brother I'm still waiting, I forgive you, one began. I'll be home before December, signed by someone shaking hands. Time unfolded every corner, but the words remained alive. Survive. The old postman read them slowly, never judging what he found. Dreams postponed by changing seasons, promises that never drown. One young soldier wrote his mother, one old woman wrote her son, one small child drew little flowers, waiting for someone to come outside. Traffic kept on moving inside, yesterday returned. Every envelope unopened held another lesson learned. Maybe words never truly disappear. If every letter could finally arrive, how many lives would change today? Inside someone's life, one last envelope, one last stamp, one last chance. more climb above the shoreline, one more day goes drifting by. Pain keeps fading from the railing, salt keeps living in the stone. 40 winters on this island, most of them alone. Ships are smaller than they used to be, satellites now rule the sea. Still he checks the old machinery like his father taught at 3. The lantern waits for sunset, patient as the tide. No one asks who keeps the light alive. Every night he lights the lighthouse, even if no ship appears. Hope doesn't ask for witnesses, it survives the years. Some lights shine for strangers, some for those already gone. He keeps climbing till another dawn. Letters stopped arriving years ago, neighbors moved away. Storms became familiar voices calling out his name. Tourists take a photograph, then disappear again. No one really knows the stories hidden in the wind. Still he polishes the old brass lens, checks the weather one more time, watching every wave roll slowly like another line of life. Duty can become a kind of prayer. Every night he lights the lighthouse against the dark and rain. Maybe someone far beyond the waves needs that light again. No applause, no audience, just the sea and him. One day the light may finally fade, another keeper may never come, but somewhere every sailor will remember the lighthouse without knowing why. Every night he lights the lighthouse like the first day long ago. Some people build their legacy without anyone ever knowing. One small light across the ocean, still burning. months and still flickers, never really burning out. Room keys hanging by the counter, coffee brewing through the night. Every traveler brings another story, every window holds a light. Truckers, lovers, lonely dreamers, families chasing somewhere new. No one stays forever here, still the motel always knew. Some places only exist between destinations. California rain motel, every room remembers names, every suitcase leaves behind a little piece of yesterday. People check in, people disappear, but the rain always stays. Room 11 held a wedding, room 4 watched a marriage end. Room 23 heard laughter that would never come again. The old receptionist remembers faces better than the books, smiles hidden underneath umbrellas, stories written in their looks. Morning comes with empty parking lots, fresh tire marks upon the road. Another chapter quietly leaving before anybody knows. Every goodbye starts with another key return. California rain motel, standing where the highways cross, watching people trade tomorrows, never counting what they lost. Every light still burns tonight, waiting for someone new. Buildings don't have memories. People say maybe they've never listened to old walls. California rain motel, one more night beneath the storm. Every traveler finds a story long before they're moving on. Some roads never end, they only change direction. Vacancy, neon rain. city's breathing slow. The truck rolls through the empty highways, carrying tomorrow. A baker wipes the flour gently from weathered working hands, and I see you nurse checks another heartbeat before the sunrise lands. Three different lives, three different roads, never knowing they belong to the same invisible morning. While the city dreams, someone keeps it alive. Night shift heroes, you'll never know their names. Before the first cup of coffee, they've already changed the day. No headlines waiting, no medals shining bright, just ordinary people working through the night. Street sweepers paint another morning, taxi lights still crossing town, warehouse doors begin to open while the moon is coming down. Security guards watch the silence, train conductors call the line, factory workers punch the clock before the morning shines. Nobody claps when daylight rises, nobody sees the cost, but without those quiet shoulders, everything gets lost. The world keeps turning because they never stop. Night shift heroes, keeping every promise made, building someone else's morning long before the break of day. Every tired smile, every worn out hand, quietly holding up the world. Maybe history never writes their names, maybe children never know their faces, but every sunrise carries a little piece of night shift heroes. When the daylight finally comes, the city opens both its eyes, never knowing what they've done. Every dawn belongs to someone who worked through the dark. The sun comes up, another shift begins, another night. We'll meet them again. Second floor beside the stairs. staircase, paint beginning to grow old. Number 27 waiting for another soul to know. One young couple watched the sunrise. One old soldier couldn't sleep. One salesman stayed a single night, still left memories to keep. Every suitcase crossed the doorway, every silence changed the air. Every goodbye echoed softly long after no one was there. The curtains learned 1,000 sunsets without leaving where they hung. Rooms remember, people don't. Room 27 keeps every whispered name, every laugh and every heartbreak still echo through the frame. People check out, life moves on. The room keeps listening. A little girl drew on the window, waiting for the rain to stop. An old musician wrote a chorus that somehow reached the top. Someone cried beside the mirror, someone danced until first light, someone found forever there, someone lost it overnight. The wallpaper slowly faded, stories never really did. Every scar upon the doorway kept another secret hid. Walls can hear everything. Room 27, every key unlocks a dream. Every stranger leaves behind more than anyone has seen. Some stories never leave, they simply stay. Hotels unremembered. People say maybe they've never stood inside the same room for 50 years. Room 27, one more traveler arrives, never knowing someone's memories still quietly survive. Tomorrow, another knock, another story begins. Vacancy, door closes, silence waits. Dust keeps dancing through the windows, morning settles on the shelves. Every spine still holds a lifetime, waiting quietly for someone else. Wooden floors remember footsteps, pages whisper as they bend. Every title wears another story, never really reaching ends. to be found. To be found. One October rainy afternoon, a little boy stepped through the door. Eyes searching every dusty corner like he'd been there once before. Do adventures still exist, he asked. The old man only smiled, handed him a weathered novel like welcoming his own child. Outside traffic never noticed, inside kingdoms came alive. Pirates, mountains, distant planets suddenly began to rise. The shop became a universe without leaving that old street. Sometimes a single book changes everything. The last bookstore standing, holding yesterday tonight. Every chapter keeps believing, darkness always finds a light. Every dream begins somewhere, maybe hidden on a shelf. Open one, you'll never be the same. Be the same. One day, someone else will ring that little bell. Maybe the old man won't be waiting, but every story he protected will still be there. The last bookstore standing, long after the lights grow dim. Every soul that walks inside leaves a little peace within. Some buildings disappear, some never really close. As long as someone still believes in stories. The bell rings once, another page turns. Tomorrow, someone else arrives. Sunday morning, quiet living room, dust asleep on every sleeve. Cardboard boxes full of memories no one ever thought to leave. The old turntable starts turning slowly, soft static before the sound. Every record holds another lifetime, spinning gently round and round. One belonged to 1970, one still smells of summer rain. One still has his father's handwriting written softly on the frame. Outside people chase tomorrow, inside yesterday still plays. some voices never really leave. Final Sundays, every crack becomes a friend. Every song keeps someone living long after the record ends. The needle finds another memory hidden underneath the sound. Close your eyes, they're still around. They're still around. One old jazz record from Chicago, one forgotten rock band live, one slow dance his parents loved back when both were still alive. Coffee grows a little colder, morning slowly turns to noon. Every chorus fills the silence like an old familiar room. Pictures lying on the table, smiling faces frozen still. Funny how one simple record can stop the world at will. Every melody knows exactly where you've been. Final Sundays, every scratch tells where we've gone. Nothing perfect ever lasted, that's what makes these songs so strong. Every album keeps a heartbeat hidden underneath the dust. Turn it over, play it once again. The records won't last forever, neither will we, but maybe that's why music matters. Final Sundays, one more side before goodbye. Every note keeps turning slowly like the hands of passing time. Some collections gather dust, some collect our lives. The needle lifts, silence falls. Next Sunday, another record. The garage door rolls up slowly before the morning finds the sun. Coffee resting on the toolbox, another day has just begun. Grease beneath familiar fingers, 40 years inside these walls. Engines tell him every secret long before the owners talk. Family vans and rusty pickups, dream cars worn by too much time. He can hear a broken future just by listening to the drive. Outside people chase tomorrow, inside bolts and memories turn. Steel gets older, soaked away inside the heart. One young couple bought their first car. One old farmer said goodbye. One teenager left for college. One old widow softly cried. Every key upon the counter carried someone's little world. Every scratch upon the dashboard had another story heard. The calendar kept changing pages. The garage stayed just the same. Some people only saw a workshop. He saw generations. Time leaves different fingerprints. Now, these mechanics' hands know the sound of hope returning. One more engine starts again. One more lesson still worth learning. Every road needs someone who keeps it moving. Yeah. One day someone else will lift this old garage door. Maybe they'll never know who built the roads for everyone else. These mechanics' hands carry 40 years of stories. Every oil stain tells a chapter hidden under